Annyeong, fellow army. Welcome to We Got No Jams.
Your two favorite Unnies here, and we're talking the tea about BTS.
I'm your host, Unnie Sarah.
And I'm your host, Unnie Jude. And welcome to another fun-filled episode of We Got No Jams, where we cover In the Soup too.
In the soup.
Super, 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 yes. super, 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 soup, soup. Yes.
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 I'm very excited.
So
this
good.
Is episode 2 coverage coming at you hot.
Coming at you. Ready to go. And you can see us again. We decided we like this video thing, so we're just going to keep trying it. We hope you guys like it too.
Yes. So we recorded, just to dial you in a little bit.
Yes.
So we recorded our Halloween special episode, which will be posted up this Sunday, October 31st.
Yes.
On Halloween.
Yes.
And we recorded a video of us as well.
Yes.
However, this will be posted first.
Yeah,
so,
this will be first.
Yeah.
But we decided we liked doing the video so much.
Yeah, it was fun.
In preparation that we decided we were going to try to fit this in with some of our regular episodes.
Yeah. It won't be all the time, but if we feel up to it, if we we're like, you know what? Let's hop on a call.
Feeling cute might record later.
Yeah. Cute might record later.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we are recording this. We're going to post this up for just our supplemental episode that we've been doing, where normally this would be a rundown episode, but this is our In the Soup coverage.
Yes.
And then again next week, we're posting our episode on Halloween. So we actually will not be posting on Tuesday.
No,
so
it
that
will be on
is going to
Sunday.
be, that's the main episode.
Yes.
Yep. Posted on Sunday. And then we'll do our regular In the Soup next Thursday as well.
Right. Yes. So keep
all
that in mind.
happening.
We are still here for you. You still are going to get 2 episodes a week. You're just going to get 1 episode 2 days earlier.
For Halloween.
Ooh, you can put us in your ears and go trick-or-treating.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great idea. Keep an eye on your kid. Well,
right. Or,
so
keep an eye on cars if you're trick-or-treating,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I assume some of our listeners are like,
so cool.
Because I know, Army, we tend to, look a lot younger than we are because, you're only, as young as you feel.
Our gin philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. So some of our adult listeners, I'm sure, look like children and can go trick-or-treating. I mean, you and I could. If we still wanted to, I think we could.
You think we could I can't get away as looking like
I
a
got
child.
confused as a 7th grader at my daughter's orientation at her school.
You can. Go get us that candy, girl.
I will. I'm going to go out there, trick or treat. My mom can't take me because she's working, so I should get an extra play the sympathy card. My parents are both working, and so I have to come trick-or-treating by myself.
Oh, so sad. Get us that pillowcase full of candy.
Okay, king-sized bars, full-size bars.
Yeah.
So yes, so off on the tangent already. Look at us. So let's dial it back in. Get on the soup train. Right on the soup train. Okay. So In the Soup 2, second day.
Yeah.
This
was an hour and 20-minute episode.
I know, and it was an hour and 20 minutes worth of amazing stuff.
It really was.
I was so happy with this episode. It was really good. I audibly laughed so hard so many times through this episode, cracking up, holding onto my stomach, I can't breathe, laughing.
Yeah, it was really good. I watched this episode 3 times because I watched it when it came out, then I watched it again over the weekend, and then I needed to take notes on it. So the third time was a power through though. I kind of fast forwarded a little bit, but
I did the same thing.
I'm ready. I'm very excited. This is good. And the first thing, so it starts off with the team, the members, their team, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But the members at the dining table, they have just kind of finished lunch, and then they talk about hwache. I wanted to mention the hwache because Army Kitchen, that Twitter account, posted a bunch of recipes for it, and I've been noticing all kinds of Army making it, and a bunch of people made it for the concert over the weekend.
I know.
As well.
I was I need to make some of that. That looks really good.
I know, it looks awesome. But yeah, they kind of just are in the kitchen. They make it. I really loved, there was a moment where Jungkook or Suga cut the watermelon in half, and then Jungkook was helping, and so he took his half of the watermelon and he was gonna wrap it in plastic wrap, and he turned to RM and he was like, "Can you wrap this?" And so RM like goes, "Yo, check it," like at the watermelon instead of like wrapping it. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. I've noticed that all over Twitter as well. Then I think that was like, that kind of wrapped up. J-Hope was so happy. I guess it was his suggestion to make it.
It like cut back and showed him like recommend saying in the director's thing like anything that they wanted. He was like, I really want that because it's like a hot. It's like it's so refreshing in the hot summer.
Yep.
Which is basically like just watermelon. Like, watermelon's just refreshing, so I can't imagine it's going to be bad if you add soda and milk and white peaches to it.
Yeah. I would not have ever thought to put all those things together. Like, soda and milk into, like, a bowl of watermelon. That is not anything I would have thought of doing, but now that I know it's a thing, it looks awesome.
I mean, I guess, like, in the Hispanic culture, they put, like, hot stuff and like salt on watermelon, and I never would have thought to do that either. So just depends on where you go, how you eat watermelon, I guess.
I like it. Options. Yeah. So then it kind of breaks into like Jimin and V kind of disappeared while everyone was sort of like mowing on the Hwache. So Jimin had left to go shoot hoops. So he's on the court. Doing his best. Doing his best. And the editors were being so cute. Just like, it kind of started off with him, like it's like a movie, you know, he's out here, he's gonna practice, and then he starts to throw the ball and he can't make it in at all. And then the editors are like, almost like a movie. He's doing his best. He's like persevering, which I thought was a good way to put that. And then V had headed off to his room to do trumpet lessons.
That was so funny.
Yeah. I wonder how many instruments he has attempted like to start learning and then stopped.
Yeah, because he said he learned the saxophone and violin. Yeah, and he had said in the interview, he was like, I wish I didn't learn the saxophone, which I guess is what he took in school or something. And so it was like, now he's learning the trumpet. And then the tutor like plays Autumn Leaves on the trumpet for him, and it sounded so good. That
was so cool.
It was like if BTS had a Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I loved that. Nice. And he was like being really encouraging, like telling him he was doing such a good job.
Yeah. And he's like basically just at the beginning, like he's only learning notes, like how to hold the notes, how to sustain the notes, things like that. So I thought it was really funny that after his lesson's over, he like goes outside and finds J-Hope like playing in the water. J-Hope's just like having fun by himself playing in the water. That was so cute. He's like hosing himself in the air. Who just is standing there like, this is so nice. So he's like getting in the pool, and V's sitting there with the trumpet, and J-Hope goes, Taeyong, play us a little music. And then this is where I like started cracking up laughing so hard, because V like holds his trumpet up and it's just like just over and over again. And J-Hope, the encouraging sweetheart that he is, starts to pretend like he's the J-Hope fairy, and this is the sound of his fairy like departing. Like, that is so sweet, because he knows he's just learning, so he doesn't know how to play anything, but still like, this sounds so great, look, I'm a fairy, I'm taking off from my departure. So cute.
Yeah, that whole scene with J-Hope, V, and then RM kind of joins them later. And Jimin like popped out from the gym to like check in on them. That whole scene was so cute.
Too cute. I was so happy because as soon as it started with just J-Hope and V, I was like, oh my gosh, we have like the return of Tae-Hope, which is what I'm calling them. And I loved it because they were at first are just like dancing, just them two. And the editors put the happiest pool party for two, and I was like, this is so adorable. It took me back to last year in the SOOP when they were eating the burgers out of the back of the car and they were just dancing in that empty parking lot. It's like these two boys could just find a dance floor wherever they're at. And then, of course, that energy kind of brings RM. He's just coming back from his bicycle ride. And Jimin comes out, and they're all just, like, having fun singing Dynamite, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, no, by this point, they're singing So What.
It was So What.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they had played the tropical remix of Dynamite, which was really cool, and I need that.
Yes.
And then they played a song by... Yep, by Hon? Honne.
I don't know, but that song was good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because Taeyang was singing it, but that was a good song. I loved it.
Yeah. And that band actually tweeted a little clip of this episode of them listening, like vibing to their song.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they tweeted out, like, so happy to see they vibe to our songs the way we do to theirs. I thought that was really cool.
So sweet. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned earlier RM on his bike ride.
Yeah.
And this was one of my favorite moments because it was RM on a bicycle listening. Like, the soundtrack that the editors played over it was Bicycle, but then he was singing Bicycle,
it.
too.
Yes, I knew you would like that. I saw that. I was like, Sarah's dying. She's dying right now. And he was like having such a nice perfect moment. Yes. And he was like singing it as he was doing it. Like, it was like pedaling, like pedaling faster. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's so cute singing his own song, pedaling to a bicycle.
Yeah, and he was talking about, like, the quality of the bike he was on, like, being a lot higher quality than he's used to.
I never have good equipment. It makes such a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that moment. I want to, like, recreate that for myself because it just seemed like such a nice moment.
It really did look really nice. I wouldn't mind that, like, going on downhill on a bicycle. But then I did like how he was like, whoo, I'm going really far downhill and I'm probably going to regret this on my way back, but we'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see if I missed anything else. Because when they initially broke out, before the party cruise started, Jin did flop onto that unicorn floaty, which I thought was super funny.
Yes.
He didn't get wet.
No.
He, like, didn't want to get wet. So he, like, kind of, like, slowly, with his knees, like, got onto the floaty and then flopped down. He's like, this is the life. So he was floating around a little bit. Suga, kind of on and off in his downtime, has been playing his guitar and then, like, watching TV. So that's a reoccurring thing.
But I will say, he does this one thing, and this must just be guitar players because my fiance does the same thing. But, like, he does this face, and you can see it. He's, like, kind of, maybe you haven't noticed it, but go back and rewatch it. So he's, like, playing the little bridge or whatever he can play, and you could tell it's something that he's played a couple different times before, and he's, like, gotten really good at it. So he plays this chord transition, and then he, like, makes a face like, got it. Like, it's just, like, this, like, really confident. They'll be like, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Like, and they just look really confident that they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's like, go back and rewatch it because you'll see him, like, kind of look, and then he'll look up like, I rock. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I wish somebody would have been here. Like, kind of face.
That's good. Yeah, I'll have to go back and check that out. Just, like, he's, like, looking so cute and squishy this whole episode.
I know. I know.
So
as soon as I saw him pull out the guitar, I was like, he is coming for me. And then he did the face, and I was like, he knows me so well. He knows.
Yeah. Let's see. Jungkook went in to hit the punching bag a little bit.
Yes.
So he has two options where he has the machine that, like, tracks, like, a score, and then he has just, like, a freestanding punching bag. Yep. So he was in there. Just him doing that in just, like, I could just watch him do that.
I know.
For a really long time.
So
like, a dumb amount of time.
So, like, masculine and, like, tough about it. Sets the high score on the machine. This is when Jungkook got me. Turns around to the sandbag. Does, like, 15 punches. Backs up. Looks down and goes, I don't even know whose sandals these are. Yes. And then goes back to punching.
I know, yeah. He's like, whose are these? And then just like, yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. That was so funny.
Over that part. I was taking a drink and started to spit take, laughing so hard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So then it's the pool party. Them all hanging out. And then I did make a note here because they were playing So What, and as soon as the song came on, J-Hope's like, yeah, great song choice. And they just and then this is their official water fight song.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as it came on, he started just splashing water everywhere, super aggressive. And he, V had the
hose
sprinkler or the hose going before, but then it got
and really aggressive he crouched down and was shaking back and forth. So funny. Yeah, it was so cute. He looked like Golem, just jumping around. No, my precious. Yeah.
He's all skinny in that little swim shirt and just
it burns.
Oh, man. Yeah. Him dancing around in that pool, though, was probably one of my favorite.
It was so cute.
Feeling it. He was feeling it. He was so excited.
Yes. And then it cuts to, J-Hope's little interview thing. His little interview piece. And he was
confessional.
Yeah. And he was this is where I feel I can rest in a different way I never rested before because there are no eyes on me. I feel I can kind of tap into being a child and just do whatever I want carefree. And when he said that, and then it's overlaying that sound, what he's saying over RM and J-Hope and V all dancing around in this water and playing, and it's just kind of oh man, yeah, you do kind of feel it kind of reminds me on that movie Knocked Up when he's man, I wish I would get as excited about anything as much as my kids get excited over bubbles. And it's kind of oh, you do lose some of that when you get older. You don't just dance freely because you don't want to look stupid and you don't want to be dancing dumb. And it is kind of fun when you can just dance like a fool and not really care. We've done that.
Oh, for sure. Your fridge has seen some things.
Totally. As soon as I saw this pool party, I was oh yeah, I could see Sarah and I doing this. No problem. Mm-hmm. No problem.
I think we said the same thing when we watched them dancing in that parking lot.
Yeah, I really feel we might have Soap and J-Hope energy. Yeah, it might be a mixture.
So. Yeah. I did want to mention, I have a note here because I saw on Twitter someone had a snapshot of J-Hope's confessional look and talking about just this is a rich man.
Yeah.
He looks rich.
He really does.
Sitting there with his shades and his chain and just
he looked
talking
he
about
should
being
be...
a kid again, but just a picture of him that's a rich man sitting there. This he looks like it. It was he looks like
he's part of the bad boy, bad boy entourage from the 90s. He looks like he's part of Bad Boy Records, in the 90s.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, he looks
he's
so
just
good.
In
but
the
I
tunnel
love that
dancing
Army,
with Mace
and
and P Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally. Of course, Army called him out on that. They're look at this rich man.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously wear a lot of labels and they are rich, but sometimes they're really flexing a little bit. Or in this case, I don't even think he's trying, but he just is sitting there looking very expensive.
But you know what I feel is the big difference, because you brought up Housewives, and I feel there's one simple difference, because I feel sometimes these designers Louis Vuitton and stuff will make something really super crazy that they know does not look good on anybody, but they know a housewife is rich enough to purchase this, but not actually rich enough to purchase the real luxury item. So they'll purchase these crazy shoes that have pink and neon green and yellow sparkles flying out of the front, and they don't look good on anybody. But I feel BTS, J-Hope's outfit looks so good, but you can't put your finger right on the name brand of it. You could just tell it's a designer brand. You could see the subtle C's or the G's, you could see the subtlety in it. It's not like the Housewives where everything they have is Louis Vuitton written all across their whole body. It's the difference, the subtle difference, the classy difference, I'll say. J-Hope's much classier than any housewife. I know. I watch The Housewives. Okay, I know. I'm like a good judge of character. I can speak from it.
There you go. Yeah.
The fact that I feel good about life and myself after I watch BTS, and I feel like complete trash after I watch a Housewives episode, that should tell you something.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't watch that show.
Yep. I'll take it all in for you. I'm the trash raccoon.
You.
I take it in, and then I turn it into something funny.
There you go. Done. Alchemy-like.
Yes.
But then, next we've got Jungkook and Bam
on
the tennis court with V.
Yes. This is so cute.
Yeah. So they are trying to play tennis, but Bam obviously is going to chase after all the tennis balls.
Yeah, but first, like, when V was playing basketball, Bam was playing with V, trying to chase his basketball before then. And Jungkook like looked over and was like so happy because Bam wouldn't go to V before when they were in the room. He would only follow Jungkook, and V like really wanted Bam to come to him. And then when they were out in the basketball court, V was like bouncing the basketball and Bam ran up to him, and Jungkook like had the happiest smile on his face. Like, look at my boy playing with his new friend. But then, yes, tennis balls went flying and Bam could not resist.
Yeah. And they were both just super giggly and just like watching him and having a good time. But they did want to actually play some tennis. Yeah. And he did end up putting Bam back in his room.
Yeah. He had to go home.
Then it kind of cuts over to Jimin and RM working out. So they're working out in the little gym that they have, and Jim is like doing a core exercise, and
they didn't even give me enough warning for this. There should have been like a big like black screen that had like red like warning, please be sitting down, do not have liquids in your mouth, like make sure that you have a cool towel to wipe your forehead because RM is about to grab onto these bars and lift his legs up parallel, and you're not going to know how to handle it. Sorry. I didn't get that, so my mind just went
yeah.
And also Jimin down there, I was like,
yeah,
that is so difficult for me to do. I'm like, I can't even do
like Russian twists. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, that is like a really difficult exercise to do, and he was jelly.
Well, he mentioned like when he got up, like he's like, I can't move. He's like, I can't move my abs. Which I feel,
he made it look effortless.
Yeah. When you're doing those, it doesn't hurt too bad. It's like when you stop, it like kicks in and you're like, oh, I did too much. Oh, I messed up. Mistakes were made. Yeah. But this, so it kind of, we then follow RM a little bit on this journey. And so he goes from like his workout to his room, and then he takes a selfie, which he posted on Twitter. I do remember that selfie. And then they like break for a second so he can go shower. And then he comes back out and he starts working on the canvas in his room.
Yeah.
And this whole journey, you're right. I wasn't ready for this shirt, the beefy arms, everything. And then for us to like transition to him like talking about his canvas and like how he wants to learn how to paint.
Yeah.
He's so precious.
I know. And then even after he gives up on painting, he like gets a book and goes outside to read. It's like, what? What just happened here? You like started the day out like beefy muscly man, and now you're ending the day after painting. Gonna just read a little, like, I'm assuming it's probably poetry or literature because it's RM.
Yeah. It's so good. This episode just captured RM in just all facets, and I'm here for it. It was
and
so
even
good.
after, when he's sitting outside reading, Jimin comes and sits down next to him, and he's like, didn't you shower after you worked out? Like, so you worked out, you painted, you're reading poetry, and you're considerate of other people?
Yeah. RM. Whole package. Total package.
Fellas. Yep. You got, the bar has been set.
That's pretty high.
The bar has been set. I don't know how any of you are going to reach it. You're going to have to go into that gym and do some of those pull-up things that RM was doing in order to just jump up high enough to reach the bar.
Or read a book. I'm fine with that too.
Or read a book. Yeah. Mentally make your way to the bar. Past the bar. Lawyer.
I'm good on the lawyer thing.
Take
I'm
the
sure
bar.
There's great lawyers out there. But no thanks. That's too much. That's
we
too
need
much.
some good environmentalist lawyers.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the bar has been set, everybody, and RM is not letting us live it down.
Nope. But other members also super high bar too. So let's go that way. Because I want to talk about Jin playing Mario Kart.
I know. Oh. And he was doing the voices. And
So Jin goes in to play Mario Kart. And he starts and then begins to do his own announcing.
Narration. I know.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
As if he was like a sports car announcer. Like a NASCAR announcer.
I'm playing video games like this from now on.
Yeah. I think if everyone needs, especially in like a racing game, we need someone to announce your progress. And if no one's there, do it. Do it yourself.
No. And also too, because I've got kids and they tend to do the opposite. Like they'll be like, you fell, you died, you crashed into that guy. Like if I'm just doing my own narration, they won't be able to say anything. I'll just be like, oh no, she's struggling around the corner, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, mom's crazy. Let's leave her alone. Let's not watch her play video games.
That's an
it's
approach.
It's all solid. He's really thinking ahead.
Yeah, and I think it was I think it was Jimin and like V were in the PC room.
Yeah.
And Jimin was like, he really knows how to play.
He knows how to play. Yeah, because I think it was him and V and wasn't it Suga, I think, too? And they're like playing.
Suga was in there for a little bit.
Yeah, and they were playing, and they're just like quietly playing, and they can hear Jin just like, oh, he's coming around the corner. Oh no, he's down to third place. What is he gonna do? Just like getting really into it, and they're like, man, he really knows how to enjoy playing video games. And that really does sound like it would make it a lot more joyful. Like, video games are already great. I love them. But I think that would be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Then, Suga goes out with Jimin to the basketball court. And I loved this moment because it clipped back to them at the table earlier. And RM was, like, mentioning Suga should go mentor Jimin, who was out there struggling.
Getting a lot of air shots.
Yes. So, like, fast forward to this moment, and Suga goes out, and he is, like, super nonchalant. Like, he goes out, he makes some swooshes, and then starts to comment of, like, he kind of worked his way kind of slowly into it, and then was like, oh, you don't need to do that way, or like, you need to put your hand this way, or like, you're pushing your butt out too much, like
that was so
just
funny,
kind of like giving him little pointers,
like your knees and your hands are not moving at the same time, like they should be moving at the same time. And he was telling him, you shoot with your fingers and not with your wrist, like your whole hand should go like this, not just like this. And I just thought it was so cute. It was a very grandfathery way of doing it. Like he went out there like he was just trying to shoot some hoops with Jimin, and then acted like he was nonchalantly just giving him some pointers. I thought that was cute.
And his fluffy blonde hair.
I love this look.
I just want to like pet it.
It's like it looks like baby chick fur. Like it looks like a baby chick, and I just want to I want to go like,
like
this.
ruffle it.
Yeah, I just want to go like this to it. Like not too hard, just gently.
Agreed. Anytime any of the members get extra fluffy hairstyles, I'm like, that's perfect.
We all turn into that little girl. We all turn into that girl from Despicable Me. Like, it's so fluffy, I want to die. Yeah.
Yep.
We're all her as soon as they get a fluffy hairstyle.
Yep. But then they also, so Suga and Jimin were out there already, and then V goes and gets the paintball guns.
Yes.
Paintball guns.
Yes.
So then it turns into V, J-Hope, Suga, and Jimin playing with the paintball guns and like
shooting objects,
testing them out, shooting water bottles and like soda bottles, like empty bottles. And then it turns into them pairing off into teams.
Yeah.
And so Jimin and J-Hope get paired, and Jimin goes first and misses, and J-Hope makes a comment at Jimin like, come on, Jimin. And the look that Jimin gave J-Hope in that moment, sassy to the max, is everywhere. That little clip is everywhere. And it's so good.
You sent it to me like right after that episode came out too. And like he just like looks over. It was so good. Like that was drag queen essential side eye. That was like to the side, up, down. Like are you kidding me?
Better? Yeah.
Really? We want to go there?
So hands on his hips. It was so good. It was so good.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, the shade. Jimin,
add it to the compilation.
Shade.
The Sassy so Jimin compilation.
I loved it. It was awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But V and Suga were stronger at the game. Like better at shooting shots.
Things. Yeah.
And Suga in particular, I love when he is doing something that he's good at.
Me too.
To your point earlier with the guitar, like the face that he makes when he's like making shots, he's not saying anything out loud.
But you can see
but
it in
his
face.
Entire body language is saying like, yeah, I'm the best. Like,
yeah.
I'm the best. Step up.
Yeah. He does it again later, and the editors pointed out when they are making dinner. And I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, okay. We'll talk about it when it comes up. But yeah, he makes like a face, like a and he does this thing with his lips where he kind of goes like, and he kind of like does like a cat. You know how like when a cat is satisfied and they go like that, and then they're like all settled in. He like does that too. He's just kind of like. Yeah. I shot that bottle off that stump. What of it?
Yeah. Very confident. Yeah. And I love that.
A silent confidence.
Yes. Then we kind of transition into dinner. So it kind of starts off with Jin making jogegu. I wrote it down. Well, it ends with G-U-I.
Yeah, so I think
G-U-I.
It's Gi. Because,
like,
so the I sound in Korean, like, doesn't make the I sound. It makes the E sound.
Okay.
So I think it's jogegi or something like that. I don't know. Because the A-E sound would say, like, like E-H.
Okay. So, yeah, potentially jogegi.
Yeah.
That sounds
Actually,
good.
It's probably chokegi.
With the J?
It's chokegi with a K. Because like their consonants are different. Like the first one will come out like a K sound, and then the second one will come out like a G sound.
Okay.
Like because they don't have a K and a G, it's the same letter.
Yeah.
So chokegi.
Okay.
Is what I would think. I'll ask my mom later.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Help us. But essentially, it's just clams, like steamed,
grilled,
or in
clams.
this case, barbecued. Clams, huge clams,
they're
like
big.
the size of your face. Clams, which look like. I was like, dang, I bet those are good.
And Suga like knew how to do everything, which was like super duper trade vibes for me. Like Jin kept asking him questions like, do I run them in cold water or hot water? It's like cold water. Yeah. And you want to put some salt in there. Salt? Yes, salt. And he was just like so knowledgeable about this without even having to think about it. I was just like, man, he's killing me this episode.
He's coming for you. That fluffy hair, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he starts working on kalguksu.
Yes,
which is like
sauce.
So he went and got the like the smaller Manila clams and came in.
Manila,
and
that's my favorite flavor of clam.
That's my favorite flavor of clam. I thought that too. That's an Animal Crossing reference in case anyone's interested.
Nerd alert. This is where I was telling you it was the second confident face when he makes it and tries it. And then he's like, yes, this is perfect, Jin. Try this. And he hands it to Jin and then like stares off into space. And the editors put Chef Suga awaiting for his compliments.
Exactly. Which I love. Jin's response was, it's too spicy. Yeah. He's not going to sugarcoat it either. No. I know he was waiting for that compliment, but he said, no, sir, it's too spicy.
He's like, what? I only put 2 peppers in there. He had to put water in it. Oh, so funny. But that was the third time he made that confidence face. Like, I had this and I nailed it.
Yeah. And then Jungkook comes over and Jin grabs him to start helping him with the clams.
Yeah.
And this was giving me season 1 vibes as well, because those two ended up doing a lot of work together, in particular with the seafood.
The sashimi so there's definitely, or whatever. Yeah, the flatfish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this was giving me good vibes there. And This was a moment that I really liked that J-Hope popped in because they were working on the clams and Jin said we should open them so they cook faster. And in my brain, I'm like, no,
you don't do that. Yeah, I'm thinking it's like a mussel. I'm assuming
cooked.
I think it's like a mussel or like an oyster. Like it'll open up on its own once it's cooked, right?
Honestly, anything that's got like a shell, like a clam type shell, will open on its own when it's cooked because that means that everything's loosened up.
Right. That's
it properly.
Yes. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
So, yes. And so when J-Hope, not necessarily like known for cooking, right? Like he can and he kind of sous chefs a lot. But he pops in to check on them and then he's sitting there and he's like, I don't think you opened them. he's like, I don't think you need to do that because they just open on their own, it was like a perfect line. He just popped in, seen what's up.
Words of wisdom.
Popped out.
He's Salt Bae. He was like Salt Bae. He just like came in, sprinkled a little wisdom, and then like popped out.
Yeah. And I like that a lot. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Then they Suga kind of finishes what he's gonna do.
There was that part though where Jin was trying to open up the clam. Remember? And he's like, oh, we should open up like right before J-Hope got out there. And he takes the gloves and he goes to open it and it was still too hot. And so he like hurried and jerked away. Yeah. And then he looked over at Jungkook all embarrassed.
Yeah.
So
he's like, oh, hot.
It's still hot. Yeah. Also probably your first inclination, you don't have to open them.
Gloves. Yeah. And then Jungkook was like, went into help mode. Like, oh, I'll grab gloves. Let me do it, Young. Like, I'll take care of you. It was very sweet.
Very cute. Yes.
And then, then J-Hope popped in. Words of wisdom. So they put the top back on.
They leave him alone and they let them grow.
Yeah. But then they kind of start gathering around the table because Suga starts pulling out the beef.
Yeah,
Hanwoo.
the meat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Hanwoo beef.
And they're all just like about this meat. Like,
according to J-Hope and Jin, this is the best meat in the universe.
Yeah.
This beef. Which
in the entire universe, which is a big deal.
Here. Yeah.
So apparently this beef is their universe. Mm-hmm. I can't just sing into the beef.
You are
my universe, and I
beef.
just want to eat you first.
Yep. So they were feeling the beef. Now we know.
Yes. They got beef. They got mad beef.
They got mad beef. So they were doing that. So they all kind of start eating. So they were like eating the beef as it's kind of getting done. They're testing the clams, trying those out as they get finished.
Jungkook is the brave one to try the first clam, which I was like, oh, I'd be like, I don't know. Did you cook it right? I'd be so nervous.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, I'm not familiar with like some of the ones. Mostly there was like one that looked like it was a full shell, like not a clam style. So I'm not super familiar with those, but most of like oysters and clams and stuff, you can eat raw. Like, fine.
And it's not going to hurt you. But I don't know. I just feel like it would be, I would be so weird. But if Jungkook tried it first, then I would definitely be J-Hope and come in for the second one.
Yeah, I think the editors even mentioned like the taste test, like the tester.
Yeah,
and someone mentioned like medieval times, like the poison.
The poison, the king would have a taste tester right before. Yeah, even I think the president still has a food taster, don't they?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I would assume so. But and it did look very good. And then V goes to make chapaketi.
Yeah, and like grabs 5 packs. So
even though they settled on 4. I am like him though when it comes to ramen, because when he first left, he's like, okay, everybody wants them, so 7. I should make 7 packs. And they're like, no, that's too much. And I'm like, yeah, 1 pack per person. Like, I eat a whole pack of noodles, so 1 pack per person, but probably 4 or 5 is right.
Yeah.
I love that brand too. That's my favorite brand of the brown noodles.
So good. Yeah.
I grew up calling them brown noodles. That's like what my mom Americanized them for us as kids, is brown noodles. So I have a hard time calling them jjajang ramyeon and stuff like that. I always call it brown noodles.
I mean, that is what they are. They are delicious.
And they're good.
And I thought it was funny because Jungkook gave him a hard time, because normally Jungkook's like in charge of the ramen. Yeah. So when V made it, Jungkook let him know he did it wrong.
Yeah, because he was like, you're supposed to put the right amount of water, and you're supposed to let the water evaporate. You're not supposed to dump the water.
I agree with Jungkook, though. Like, it does come out way better. The sauce. And I saw he, like, added the sauce, like, right at the end. So it didn't, like, turn into a sauce. It just sort of, like, gummied up the noodles.
Here's what I do. No. Here's what I do. I like to have enough water to make sure that I've got enough water to boil the noodles. I wait till they get to a soft point. I dump out half the water, and then I put it back on the stove to get the noodles to the perfect consistency, and there's not as much water, so it boils out, and that's when I add the powder. And so that way it evaporates the water out, but makes a nice sauce.
Nice.
Yeah. So that way you never run into that. You don't. Yeah. I don't dump all the water.
It evaporates out.
Yeah. I just hate when you get like not the right amount of water and then your noodles don't cook all the way through. So I always put more water than I need, and then we'll dump out whatever I don't need once the noodles are to that right consistency. Yeah. That way you never run into that problem.
Yeah. Everyone has their own way.
Yeah.
Their own way. According to Jungkook, there's only one way, but everyone's got their own methods.
But everybody said the noodles still tasted good. I mean, I don't really think you can mess those noodles up that bad.
Yeah.
It's powder.
They looked a little gummy, though, as they were trying to get it out of the pot.
I think that's what it was. It was too overcooked. Anyway, the noodles were overcooked regardless, so even if the water would have evaporated out, they would have just stayed gummy.
That's true. Yeah. But I'm with Jungkook on this particular matter.
You got to have the right amount of water. You just have to make sure you're doing it. It's water and timing. That's all it is. Just got to get it right. You can't have gummy brown noodles because then it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they start talking because they're eating. They're all around the table. They started reminiscing a little bit about the old times and how they... Like, they're not, J-Hope was like, we're not fast eaters, but we used to eat so fast because we were worried, like, the food would get taken.
Yeah.
And then they talked about a story of, like, RM, like, grabbing chicken drumsticks.
Two chicken drumsticks.
And he was only taking a bite out of each one. And, like, just, like, kind of sharing, like, these stories from, you know, trainee days is usually where they end up, you know, kind of reminiscing on. And then, Jungkook hops up to go feed Bam. So he goes and, like, hangs out with him in the room. And then he brings him out. So this is the uncle's time to play with Bam. So Jin kind of, like, runs around. And they're talking about how having Bam here, like, is making them think of their own dogs. And some of them are getting old. Like, Mickey, J-Hope's dog, is getting old.
Yeah, J-Hope was saying that. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
He brought that part up, and that made me sad.
I know. I follow J-Hope's sister.
Me too.
On her YouTube, and she does a lot of vlogs, and you can see Mickey in a lot of them. And he is getting old. He like lost his eyesight.
He can't see, and I've had a dog like that.
He's had like surgeries and stuff.
Yeah, Gatsby had like a lot of. He was on like a ton of medication. Like he had arthritis really bad, and he was losing his eyesight and his hearing, and like it does get really sad when your dog gets old, and you can start to see like you have to help them with so much stuff, and like it's just it's so hard to see them get old like that. And so I totally get what he means.
Yeah, our family dog started getting like growths like under his skin, like these big like knots. Just it's sad.
Yeah, I know it. Like those big fat masses kind of thing, and they kind of look like tumors, but they're not. Yeah. My dogs are golden doodles, so they're gonna have like hip problems as they get old.
Yeah. So they talk about that a little bit. That was a little sad.
It is sad, but it is a good thing all around. Think about the dog's life, okay? When the dog gets old and they have a human family that they've been with for years, that they get to go to the Rainbow Bridge and get the send-off from their family that they love for a long, long time. Like, that's a good thing for the dog. They had a good life.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Then... but Jin's running around with Bam. Suga hops up.
Comes out and it's like
Suga hops up. Yeah, it's like ninja chopping. Yeah,
so cute.
Yes, and then he comes back to the table and they're like, "Suga, you really are an old man." I'm like, "Yeah, I think they're right."
Yep, he is, and I love it.
Yep.
I love that. I love Jungkook's dog. That dog looks so sweet. I couldn't believe when he said that he doesn't know what meat smells like. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
if he hasn't been around it.
Yeah, he was like, because J-Hope was like, oh, you can't bring him around here. The smell of the meat will drive him crazy. And he was like, Bam's never smelled meat before. And I was like, what? That's insane. Yeah. I was like, I basically opened a bag of beef jerky, and no matter where my dogs are, they're at my feet. What a good dog.
I don't know. I know. Very sweet. Yes, really, really sweet. And like the sweetest little eyes. Like every time Bam's like looking up in a camera and you just see those like beautiful precious brown eyes.
Because I feel like what is he? A Doberman. Dobermans have like the face of a dachshund.
Yeah.
Like, they look like a little weenie dog, but they're big. So he reminds me a lot of my girl dog Billy. Like just like jumping up and really excited to play, and like has that like body where it like swoops up like a greyhound. And I was just, that dog is so sweet. And just like really so like good intentions, full of good intentions, but seems like it could be a little dopey sometimes.
Yeah. And Jungkook's confessional at the end where he's talking about Bam and like how he was so excited to have him there and that they're basically like filming a bromance there.
Yes,
I
the
thought that was so
movie.
Cute. Yeah.
I know. And I like how he keeps on getting his little camera and filming little like vignettes of Bam like eating his food or like going to sleep or anything like that. It's such
his
a
golden
cute
closet
dog.
film.
Yes, exactly. I do love seeing them all play with the dog too, because that is so cute. This is definitely a new element to In the Soup that I am here for. I hope that next year, just for you, someone gets to bring a cat.
I don't think any of them have cats.
Jimin can bring it. I feel like if one would have a cat, it would probably be like Jimin. Or V. I feel like V could be like very into cats too.
Yeah. V,
you never know.
He has cat tendencies. Like,
yeah.
I think.
Because you never know. Like, people are like, I'm a dog person, but I also have cats. I'm just a pet person.
Yeah.
So, because I love my cats equally as much as I love my dogs. So, I'm just an animal person. And I think that some of them probably would be the same way too. Maybe if they had time to stay at home and stuff, they'd have cats. But they're probably too busy.
Yeah. Cats are easier, though. They're easier to have around.
Yeah, but if they live with a person, like if one of them had a cat and had to leave it at home with their family, it would become like somebody in their family's cat.
Yeah.
Like
they'd
if you leave a cat with a person
it in their apartment, though. They'd be able to have the cat in the dorm. Like, they would be fine.
Yeah,
just
that
like
is
have their
manager
or some, a staff member like pop in and just check on them every like 3 days. Like the cats are fine.
And you can even teach cats to like use the bathroom and stuff. So
yeah,
a cat would be really good.
They're nice.
And cats are good for blood pressure.
I don't know about
my dad went to a doctor when he was like in his 30s, to a military doctor, and they were like, you need to take like this blood pressure medicine, you have high blood pressure, and we actually recommend you get cats. And they were like, they are known to like help reduce your blood pressure. So my dad got cats, and he's been like a cat guy ever since.
Nice. I fully support getting cats.
Yeah.
Very much. This is a cat house.
I support it too. I like cats too. Cats are adorable. So they're very cute. And don't declaw them because that's cruel.
Agreed.
And that's our segment on cats.
And that's our segment on cats. Yes. We'll swing it back over to the last of the episode.
Yes.
Which is like Namjoon kind of sitting in the living room. So he like is doing karaoke. And he played some games. Like, he was playing some games while some of the members were outside and they were laughing at the face he was making, like, while he was gaming.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, tucked his chin in. And then he started doing karaoke. So him and V were, like, hanging out at the end.
Just doing karaoke.
Just chilling out in the couch,
Yeah, you and I have been there. We were Jungkooking.
Yeah.
In my living room. So, gosh, karaoke is so much fun. I miss doing karaoke out in public.
I know. Me too.
So, that was the end of the second episode of In the Soup. I'm loving this. I really, like, I'm going to say this probably every single episode that we cover this. So, like, I'm sorry if you're going to get sick of hearing it, but I really need an In the Soup style vacation. In the worst way.
Yeah.
I just want to get like really a nice house, sit there for a week and like work on crocheting, knitting, painting, reading, get a Lego set, a puzzle, like just chill out, you know, not have anything on the schedule, anything on the agenda, and just like every day, just what do you want to do today? I don't know. Do you want to eat? Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want a beer? Okay.
Yeah.
So
cloud
yeah.
brew.
Do you want a cloud beer? Sure, I'll have one. So I really need something like that. It's gonna have to happen sometime soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sign me up.
Sign me up. So yeah, so that is our coverage for In the Soup episode 2. We will see you again on this Sunday.
Yep,
for Halloween. Ooh, so spooky. Be safe out there. Make sure that you're just like keeping a good bottle of sanitizer on you. Make sure you look both ways before you cross the street and check your candy.
Yeah. All those things.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. And as always,
Borahae.
Yeah.